Welcome to the Empowerment Shift podcast. I'm your host, Bojan Dobrev, and I'm here to help you unlock greater levels of awareness, clarity, and empowerment. In each episode, we'll dive into inspiring stories and higher perspectives to help you break free from limiting beliefs so you can navigate challenges with grace and step into a life of alignment and empowerment. Ready to make the shift? Let's get started. Alright, so in this episode, I want to share with you some valuable insights that could help you heal faster. About 3.5 months ago, I started working with a client doing a combination of osteopathy, coaching, and EFT, emotional freedom technique, because amongst other things, one of her issues was pain in her knees when she would walk downhill. And I started coaching her on the mind-body connection, explaining how pain in the knees usually is associated with our inability to accept something. So I asked her what has happened, what is she struggling to deal with? And she said that about a year ago her husband passed away and she has been having difficulties coming to terms with that. She still missed him a lot. And she also didn't like the fact that she's retired and she passed on the business to her kids. And so I said, well, look, I'm going to treat you, but I just want you to know that if you can accept these things and somehow come to terms with them, that's going to massively speed up your healing process. And after that session, she saw me back the next week and she was already better. And I said, great. We treated her twice using osteopathy and coaching. And then on the third time, she was annoyed that it was still there. So then I said, okay, how about we do some EFT? And we started tapping on this inability to let go of her husband and the fact that he's no longer there, but also the fact that she didn't really like how the doctors treated him and that he chose to get the vaccine despite my client urging him not to get it, but her husband listening to his sister rather than to his wife. And so all of these things and a few other things were stuff that she struggled to accept. And so we tapped on it, we released that charge from her system, and then when she saw me back 2 weeks later, she was much better. And so some time passed, we worked on other issues as well. And then about 2 weeks ago, she came to me after having fallen with one of those electric scooters. Her knees were flared up, they were really swollen, and luckily the pain wasn't too bad, but she struggled going down the stairs again. So I treated her, she came back today, it was better. She mentioned at some point that she gets so annoyed when she goes downstairs and her knees are hurting. And I said, okay, can I ask why do you get so annoyed? And she said, well, because I can't do things and I want to be productive. And I said, I feel you. I really respect and honor that you want to do things and I admire that. And it's actually a really good thing when it comes to longevity to have purpose in life. So that's all good. But, sometimes things happen, I said to her. And if we can't really change the thing that is happening, the best thing we can do is to accept it. And as I was working with her, suddenly I heard the word father. And I said, can I ask you, was your father a hard worker? And she says, oh yeah, he was a very calm and gentle man. And I said, yeah, but was he a hard worker? Did he really value work? And she said, yes, he did. And I asked her, if you would be productive and achieve certain things, would he praise you? And she said yes. And then I said to her, so basically you being productive and doing things is a way of getting your father's love and approval and recognition. So subconsciously, by not being productive, it feels like you're not gonna get that validation and recognition, even though your father is no longer alive. And so she said, but how? Like, I really don't like this. And I said, I know, but there is no point of arguing with what is. Sometimes things are the way they are, and they need to be accepted first before they can be shifted. Whatever you resist tends to persist. At the end of the day, a pain in the body is usually a message from our soul. And so resisting it, being annoyed by it, getting frustrated by it, isn't going to do much. And those feelings and those thoughts, they're low vibration. So they don't have that much transformative power. Whereas if you step up into a space of love, compassion, and acceptance for yourself and your pain, that's a high vibration where transformation can start to occur. So a very, very important thing here. No matter what it is that you're going through, no matter how hard it is, try to come to terms with it. And accepting what you're going through doesn't mean you're giving up. It means you acknowledge the situation, you're at peace with it, and then you start to look for ways how to address it. And then you start looking for solutions on how to make it shift or heal, or who you need to see. But there's no point of resisting it and thinking that that's going to make it magically disappear, because that's just not how it works. So hope you got something from this episode. Let me know in the comments if this resonates with you, if you've been struggling to accept, or maybe there's a message that your soul is trying to tell you through your body and you have no idea how to start interpreting it. Then feel free to reach out to me through my website, boyandobrev.com, and maybe I can help you. We can work together either online or in person, depending on where you are and where I am, and just see what your body's trying to tell you. Thank you for tuning in to the Empowerment Shift podcast. Remember, every shift in awareness is a foundation for powerful change. If this episode sparked something within you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend who could use a shift too. And please leave a review so we can spread this message of empowerment further. Together, let's create a ripple effect of transformation. Until next time, keep making those shifts, stay connected, and stay empowered.